I'm gone. When the members on and get it going, Donkey Kong. They got the hand dollar, will you give a dog a bone? I'm like, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down, tear it down. Boosted up my cardio, I used to get to run around. Like 100 miles, they be getting tired, running out like 100 house. All up in my business, real nose like a bloodhound. I'ma throw them off like I'm standing on a pitch of mine. All they do is look at Instagram while they sit around.
It's the National Football League, presented by EA Sports. Today, we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. They go play action with Wilson. They'll roll him out right. That one to the sideline, and a nice catch there. He stays in bounds, but a penalty marker is down as well. And that one on the rookie, Charles, maybe a little too overeager.
You know how many times you know about the quarterback having to have a clock in his head and make sure the ball gets away before the rush gets there? When you're a pass rusher, you have to know when the ball is gone and make sure you don't hit the quarterback afterwards. I know he's trying to make a play, but that time he ends up drawing the flag.
A pretty decent gain on the tough run before he's brought down at the 25. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, this defense for the Jaguars, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
This is caught. Touchdown, Broncos. Jerry Jeudy, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead.
Well, they spoke about the importance of getting off to a good start, and they're on their first drive, Charles, into the end zone for the touchdown.
And what an advantage for them. They're already clicking one drive in, didn't need to wait to get up to full speed. We had heard about the extra time they put in with each other, trying to learn each other's skills, what they liked, the whole deal, and it paid off early in this one. I would expect them to keep firing on the next drive and keep that connection going.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10.
At their own 25-yard line.
A man coming off a washout 2021. It's Travis Etienne.
Dee Ford that time showing what he can do defensively. Credit him with a tackle for loss.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
On play action, Lawrence.
That's caught. It's Dan Arnold, the tight end. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Now Lawrence to throw. And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin. He's got room at the 30. Down the left sideline.
Touchdown, Jaguars.
Well, and this is where quarterbacks' passing numbers sometimes get a little bit more inflated than they should, because this is a short little pass, but it goes for big yardage.
Yeah, and this just looked like a simple, ordinary play to start, but boy, did things change. Once he got free, it was off to the races, and once he hit high gear, there's absolutely no one who was going to stop him.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the catch on the next-gen stats.
So back even at 6 apiece as the kick's away.
KJ Hamler returning it. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And they come in losers of 2 straight. And remember, they've got the open date on their calendar next weekend, but we think it's vitally important, Charles, that they focus on the task at hand here.
Absolutely, because these players, they know what's coming up, and the difference...
He's got a man, complete.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 34.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Now Wilson on first down. And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, this game, the 9th that the Jags have played here in London, you might know that Shad Khan, he's the owner of both the Jaguars and Fulham in the English Premier League on the soccer side of things. And this is the 3rd of 3 London games the NFL will play this year. But there is one more game to come over on the continent. The Seahawks and Bucks from Munich, Germany. The first time a regular season game will be played there.
On second down, Williams. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Give him 14 yards there on a Denver first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And that is incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
On second down, this is Edmonds. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And it'll be intercepted.
Picked up by Andre Cisco. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not.
And the defense loses him. It's complete. The 20. Touchdown, Jaguars.
One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opponent.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby.
It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off.
And a short kick taken at about the 16.
There he goes, left side. Past the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver.
Call that an 84-yard kick return. And the Broncos are an extra point away from capturing the lead.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point.
And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson.
And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football.
The CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They go play action now. Wilson under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Andrew Wingard in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Agnew now to return.
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return.
And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, some guys, they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look at a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
Finds the open target, Arnold.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. So not quite a 1st down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard.
Lawrence.
And this one is incomplete.
Well, man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. Lawrence on third down. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. Third down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out. But his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
This thrown quickly out to Jones. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Now a second down and 6. Now Lawrence. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
On third down, Lawrence. And that is incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions of what was once a nice drive. Stalled out here. I'm going to give credit to the secondary partner. Never gave up as they gave up a few yards, and they came through on that play to deny that pass and force the fourth down.
Patterson's kick is good, and they have regained the lead. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
Different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say, if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Usually see those guys out wide get called for holding on running plays. Here, a passing play.
Yeah, sometimes we get this quick screen, bubble screen, anything where they're having to block for their fellow receiver. Usually the point of attack, and this time he got caught.
Wilson's throw caught here by Dulcich. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Up the middle, it's Williams. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
From the 36, Wilson. Bats out to the flat for Edmonds. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up the first down.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss.
Chalk that one up to bad acting, I guess, because they certainly failed to sell the handoff, and the pressure stayed keyed in on the quarterback. No Oscar awards for this offense, just a loss of yardage.
Throwing on second and long. Wilson. Outright, this one goes to Patrick. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. On the return, here's Agnew. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. This offense down 1 bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now Lawrence. He'll get this out to the flat for Etienne. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch,
then touchdown, Jaguars. Dan Arnold, 53 yards. And there a few boo birds coming out as he's missed his 2nd extra point here in the first half. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. He's got his tight end. It's Albert Okwuegbunam now. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson. Finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. On 1st down, Wilson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Andre Cisco. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. He had already had an interception earlier. Now, Charles, he says, I think I'll get another, and I'll take this one all the way back for the score.
Well, you know how I feel about those defensive backs, especially safeties. They're certainly some of the best athletes on the team. They're asked to do a little bit of everything. And when you combine their athleticism with their field vision, those types of plays result.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it, down by 2 scores. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Wilson. This will be caught. Judy. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Play action. It's Wilson. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. 2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And the Jags are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
Meanwhile, Lawrence's throw taken in by Ridley here. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. Taken in at the 3. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
and they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. On the move past the 40. Down the right sideline. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Well, he has been fun to watch throwing the football this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game. Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Finding Sutton on the out route who makes the catch. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A couple of veterans, Wilson to Sutton there for the Bronco first. Wilson. And he coughed it up. And the Jags grab it. There he goes right side. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. Extra point try now for Patterson. And this part of the game's been an adventure thus far, but this one is good. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Now a first down carry, it's Williams. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now it's Wilson. It's caught on the right side. Williams broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Cortland Sutton, 42 yards. And the Broncos get a bit closer. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Arnold. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. And the pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Another try after the first down sack. Lawrence throwing the out route incomplete. It's Arnold. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll
will set up a third down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
And this is caught at the 20. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Here's Lawrence to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
On second and goal, Lawrence. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Calvin Ridley, a 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Jaguars get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. What a great drive that was. A long drive, sustained, well executed.
I love what we're seeing out of him here in year 2, right? This young quarterback continues to evolve and grow. He's really the adage right now that John Wooden, the famous basketball.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the ball resting on the 20. Here's second and 6. Now Wilson. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
On the slant, completes to Sutton. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So first and 10 now from the 30. Now we give up the middle to Williams. Room here to run. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Can see this quite a bit on running plays with the guys out wide. A lot of times, though, it doesn't get caught.
You're exactly right, because it's away from the play usually, so a lot of it goes undetected. But I know this will surprise you. I coach some receivers in the offseason. We work a lot on hand placement and blocking downfield. Might want to take that course.
They give it to Williams, running right.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
This offense so far on third down, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed. Unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Got a man, it's Judy complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here, 1st and 10. Right back to Judy, and it's complete. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And this is caught. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
Well, we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants this lead to stay right where it is.
And the pass is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Jerry Jeudy. A great play there. With his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Broncos get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Pinheiro, they do. Great job by the kick team there to get the football, but also don't forget about the man that started it, the lonesome kicker himself.
I love that you
get this one to Patrick. He'll get it inside the 20. And that's a touchdown, but hold on. There is a flag down on the field. We'll have to see what this is about. So take away the touchdown. It's got to have been one of those games.
Misery, right?
Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. He'll get that complete to Albert O. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. From just shy of midfield, Wilson on the move past the 40. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters.
They're going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
Now Wilson on first down. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Albert O, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Broncos have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Pinheiro's extra point up and good. And that cuts this lead down to 13. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And the Broncos are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the 4th.
And in the old days, not too long gone either. Throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no, but the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Now then after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Now it's Wilson. Got an open man here, and it's K.J. Hamler. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Here's Wilson to throw. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Over the middle, that's caught by Ridley. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Here's Lawrence. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. It'll go as a gain of 12, and that should just about wrap this one up. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this 4th quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Arnold. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 10 more there and another first down. Lawrence. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. So, my goodness, I wouldn't have thought this possible not too long ago, but that turnover there means we have a game again.
Yeah, it's been a completely different team here in the second half. I just wonder on the other side of the field, where the starters telling the backups, get ready, you're going to get some playing time. And now guess what? Hope they didn't cut the tape off of their wrists and ankles. They've got to go back out there and play.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime and become breaker. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. Well, that puts a little bit of a wrinkle in their comeback bid.
Yeah, everything had turned around for them, hadn't it? I mean, things were now going their way. But you did mention it's a wrinkle in their comeback bid. It's not the death knell for them by any stretch, but now they've got some extra work to do in order to climb all the way back.
He's up to the 20 and finally shoved out up past the 40-yard line. Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
Hey, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for the Jags, they improved to 5-3 as they approach the halfway point of this 17-game schedule. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they fall 2 games under 500 now at 3-5.